Something massive is happening in anime right now, and most fans are still treating it like a headline instead of a warning. MAPPA and Netflix aren't just working together more closely, they're moving in sync. And when a studio known for brutal schedules, relentless output, and prestige animation starts aligning with the most powerful streaming platform on Earth, that's not collaboration, that's consolidation. Anime has always survived because it lived in the cracks of the industry. Small committees, risky projects, passion-first creators. Even when money got involved, it was slow money. Netflix isn't slow. Netflix doesn't wait to see what works. It decides what works, then funds it until it dominates the algorithm. So the real question isn't, will MAPPA x Netflix make good anime? The question is, what kind of anime survives when this becomes the norm? Because when production pipelines start answering to global platforms instead of audiences, the soul of the medium changes, and most people won't notice until it's already gone. Netflix didn't choose MAPPA by accident. MAPPA is fast, aggressively fast. They can run multiple high-profile productions at the same time. They're willing to push animators to the edge. Just look at the production cycle for Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 or the turnaround on Chainsaw Man. That level of output isn't just talent, that's infrastructure. Netflix doesn't want studios that experiment, it wants studios that execute. MAPPA already operates like a streaming studio trapped inside the anime industry. Tight schedules, seasonal drops, global anticipation, minimal downtime. Netflix saw that and thought, we don't need to change them, we just need to scale them. This is why MAPPA keeps landing the biggest, loudest, most algorithm-friendly projects. Violence, intensity, high emotion, big moments clipped into shorts and reels. That style travels. Quiet, introspective anime struggles on global platforms, but shock travels perfectly. Netflix didn't buy MAPPA's art, it bought MAPPA's output philosophy. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Netflix does not care about anime culture, it cares about anime performance, completion rates, binge velocity, global engagement curves. Anime to Netflix isn't sacred, it's scalable IP. That's why Netflix originals often look like anime but feel off. Think about Yasuke or the early CGI seasons of Kengan Ashura. They're paced differently, written differently, structured for drop-day consumption, not weekly obsession. When Netflix gets involved earlier in production, something subtle happens. Stories stop being written for fans and start being written for retention metrics. Cliffhangers replace slow burns. Visual spectacle replaces thematic patience. And character arcs get compressed because global audiences might not wait. Anime used to trust its audience. Netflix doesn't. Fans hear more anime and think it's a win. More shows, more budgets, more visibility. But quantity always comes with a cost. MAPPA is already stretched thin. Animators are already exhausted. Schedules are already unsustainable. Netflix doesn't slow that down. It rewards it. Because the faster MAPPA produces, the more leverage Netflix gains. And the more leverage Netflix gains, the harder it becomes for MAPPA to say no. This is how creative studios stop being studios and start being content factories. Not overnight, gradually, one project at a time. If this is giving you déjà vu, it should. This is exactly what happened to Western animation. Studios swallowed by platforms, creators replaced by committees, art replaced by brand management. Anime survived that fate for decades because it was fragmented, messy, hard to control. Netflix hates fragmentation. Netflix wants pipelines, and MAPPA might be the blueprint for what comes next. Not all anime dies in this shift. But some genres are already in danger. Slow, character-driven dramas, experimental storytelling, shows like Mushishi or March Comes In Like a Lion. These don't binge well. They build loyalty, not spikes. And platforms don't optimize for loyalty anymore. They optimize for momentum. If MAPPA and Netflix set the standard, future studios will follow. Not because they want to, but because they'll have to. Some fans are excited, some are terrified. Both sides are reacting emotionally and missing the structural issue. This isn't about whether the next MAPPA show looks good. It probably will. This is about who decides what anime becomes. When platforms control funding, distribution, and visibility, they don't need to censor art. They just stop funding the versions they don't like. That's quieter and far more dangerous. Netflix wants anime to become predictable, reliable release cycles, familiar tones, repeatable success. That's how streaming wins. But anime's power has always come from unpredictability. from taking risks nobody asked for. When that risk disappears, anime doesn't collapse, it stabilizes, and that's worse. Here's the good news. This future isn't locked in yet. Anime still lives and dies on fan response, not platform intent. When audiences show up for risk, studios notice. When fans support creators, leverage shifts. But silence is approval. If fans only reward spectacle, spectacle is all that survives. Let me be clear. MAPPA times Netflix does not mean anime is doomed. It means anime is at a crossroads. One path leads to global dominance, polished, powerful, but controlled. The other keeps anime messy, risky, and alive. And the scary part? We don't get to choose directly. Our attention does. Every era of anime has a moment where power changes hands. This feels like one of them. Not because of a merger, not because of a deal, but because anime is finally being treated not as a culture, but as a product. And history shows what happens next.